Thank you, Bijan. I want to welcome our guest here today. I have CSUN Financial Aid Counselor Gregorio Alcante. Then I have CSUN Career Counselor Daniel Levitch. And then finally we have LA Valley College Cooperative Education Professor Doug Marriott. Do you find that fear of more student loan debt prevents people who want to go and get a higher education through grad school and get that higher paying job and more prestigious job because of those debts?
One of the things that helps a lot is if the student is aware of where they are in terms of the debt. What kind of debt is it? Is it, for example, responsible debt such as educational debt as opposed to maybe unsecured debt like credit card debt, which could be kind of unmanageable?
What would you say is the most common mistake that grads make in preparation for the workforce?
I've seen that they don't customize themselves for certain positions they're looking for. And that goes with any job seeker. When they look for a job, there's a summary of qualifications. They need to match their skills and the positive qualities they have specifically to that job. Whereas if they're sending out kind of a blank template resume that isn't customized from that, I hear directly from employers that those don't even get a second look.
A lot of people who hire candidates, they'll look on, they'll do the Google search. What is the best way, do you think, to make yourself look the best as a candidate?
I love utilizing my LinkedIn page. I'm a huge advocate for LinkedIn and any number of really professional networking sites that are out there.
Obviously, it's going to affect or depend on what field you're going into, but what would you say kind of overall what a good cover letter and resume should look like?
Should be very clear, should be well organized. It should have numbers that quantify skills. So when people say I'm a team player, that doesn't really mean anything unless that you can say I've led 4 teams of 6 people to contribute to a reduction in cost by X amount. It's very helpful when they meet people in the industry that they want to go into, whether it's broadcast journalism, whether it's the medical field, that when they do informational interviews with people that they ask the professional to look at the resume, and what happens often is that the person says, well, why don't you look at mine?
Let's say it's a medical student and they're applying for the similar jobs. What would you say to change and make it customized for that job?
Well, I think one of the things you have to do now is be able to get past the computerized gatekeeper. And so a lot of companies employ this sort of guardian at the gates that are sifting through resumes.
One of the things that graduates don't have is real work experience a lot of times, and a lot of interviewers are uncomfortable with hiring them because they don't know if they can keep up with the time pressures or any real world work experience.
I think it takes time to prepare yourself, but also to sit down and really reflect on the skills that were built while the interviewee was in college. They met deadlines, they navigated a complicated system, they worked with different people, they took different coursework. At the time, they might have done volunteer work. So it's really quantifying and thinking about skills that a student might have that they might not even give themselves credit for.
Okay, and that's all the time we have. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.